Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ringer is back and yeah, been tinkering around. This is going to be a mini series. Basically, I'm going to record every day, I would say, on what I've been doing. Just quick videos, just to document my progress, because I've been, thinking about for a while that, yeah, it's okay that I make like bigger videos, but first of all, I would say nobody watches them through the whole thing, but I don't even mind that. The bigger problem is that I forgot what I was doing back in the days and how miserable it was. So at least gather these videos that I can talk about these things. And I don't do it. Yeah, of course, for some degree I will do it for views, but I would rather have this without any views and just be able to like know that yeah, this is what I was working on. So just a quick update from yesterday. I've been working on the burner because it was having these electrodes, these electrodes in them to ignite the sulfur in there with like a gap and arc in between, but it was not consistently working because when it first generated the arc, it was fine and everything was working okay. But if you don't know, liquid sulfur is a insulator and makes the electric arcing basically non-existent because it would rather just arc on the cap or somewhere or wouldn't even work because the basically how like relays work is that if I just will show you, if you have two pieces of things, let's say these two sorry for the mess, I guess this is just what's constant. So we have these two electrodes. If we have a constant gap and they will not for fucking so they won't stay together, whatever. So if we imagine that these two pieces would like look like opposite to each other and there would be a gap here, if I wanted to cancel out the gap, the arcing, I would put a piece of something in between, let's say either a piece of glass or something. This is not metal. This would be, or right now, yeah, of course it's a screw, but I would put something like a face, let's say molten sulfur in between. And if there is a insulator in between, then they won't arc. Even if this is a conductor, then they won't arc either because it would need to be create two little arcs which has a higher resistance than one big arc, and that has a bigger like electric dielectric barrier or something. I think that's what it's called. So this basically, the sulfur acts as a dielectric barrier in between them. Yeah, you can see the mass here. So acts as a dielectric barrier in between. So I have took out the Cantal wire that I have had and basically had like a coil made of that and took out some little windings and straightened it out. And now I have this here not out from this, and the other one is here. Basically two poles. There is the coil there. If I turn this little transformer on, which I had to replenish because it was a little bit fucked, but and the wires were not connected, whatever. So if I turn this on with the Arduino, and yeah, no, just chaos for now, but screw everything down. If I have the correct length and all this, just for now to test it out. So when I turn the transformer on with the relay, then this powers on the coil, draws around 450 watts or so. It turns the sulfur quickly into liquid and it ignites it basically with its heat. I think it was like 10 seconds that I have had to like keep it on, and it generated a fire. then when I supplied air, basically another problem that I had is that if you just only at any level, if you only just pump the air in with this and you do nothing else, then what will happen is that the air will go down to a certain degree, then it will do some swirls, basically like turbulate and do that shit, and then come out. And it will not bring the oxygen down enough to be able to supply the fire, because sulfur dioxide is heavier than oxygen and air, basically. And sulfur dioxide will sit on the bottom, and basically the top layer might mix, but the bottom layer will seal the molten sulfur completely, which will not get enough oxygen to keep the combustion going, thus will cool off and will basically like choke itself to cancel whatever the the fire shit is, to extinguish itself. So yeah, oopsie. So yeah, I then took, this is the intake, if I'm correct. This is the intake, and basically I put a where is it? I don't know. There is like a bit of like a pipette, like a piece of glass that has like a coned down, like converging, and that basically like creates a jet of air that will shoot through the thick layer, and it has like a 5 centimeter or 50 millimeters length. So basically it just shoots the air down, and when it goes down there, then it will like create this I don't know, this fuck me this inner mixing. Basically, as it goes down, it doesn't just swirl on the top, but it goes totally to the bottom, and then it goes up and pushes the air out. And this is, I have tested that out yesterday, and it was working fabulously. Basically, I led this coil to the transformer to heat up the coil. It melted the sulfur, and with the inside the air that was left in the chamber, basically the sulfur could ignite. It was basically lit, blue light was consistent, and then when I started to supply the air, it was basically stable. And as I cut the air, it was starting to dim down and die down. When I again turned the pump on, then it grew back, or I don't know what the adjective for that. Basically, it was starting to light up again. So yeah, it was working pretty well. This is for yesterday. Today I want to like put and tested the pressure and everything. Have some issues with these fuckers because they are. First of all, yesterday I had to put some metal rings on there with these wires to tie the tubes on, because these Viton tubings, as the quartz tubes expand and contract, basically the Viton can't contract back, because when it heats up, it expands. The plastic heats up, it expands, and as it heats up, it basically enlarges in diameter. Then when the pipe cools off, the plastic stays at the same diameter because it was stretched, and it won't fucking contract back down. It takes that new shape, and it won't contract. So it will, with some cycles, basically like be a bigger diameter, then it will woggle and basically fall off completely, because there will be nothing to hold it on, because it was compression fitting that basically hold on it for the first place. So for this I have basically put this type of like wire thingy on each of them. And you might ask, why don't I use these little hose clamps? Very simple, because the hose clamps, if you over tighten them, and I have talked from experience, basically if you over tighten them, you will crack the quartz wool inside. Basically, I have just a tiny fraction. I have basically, this is left hand, but with a tiny fraction to crank the screw a bit too much, and it basically like cracked, shattered the tube, and it basically like collapsed, and it was totally fogged. So for that, I don't use clamps because they actually like fuck that up. This is so much better because this is and as well as like if you like watch these are kind of shitty because they have this screw here and they don't bring down the diameter on like every side, so it doesn't like get but fuck me, so sorry for my broken English here, but if you had to imagine this wouldn't like um, get smaller like proportionally throughout all the radius, but just here on this side, so it gets like a oval. From a circle it gets like this, it gets like oval. The this outside diameter is the same, this gets smaller as this moves in here. There is a bigger, in this diameter there is a bigger amount of force that pulls the whole thing on the sides. Nothing happens. Basically here the quartz wool can expand, and with this it will like blow out. Also it is like a pointy, like two points of contact which will like compress and crack the whole thing. If it were to be fully circle, like with or circular with the rings, then it doesn't fucking do that. As well as like I can like twist with a little plier like this, and then that's completely fine. As well as like I feel how like tight it is, because as I compress or like twist the thing, it pulls the whole ring together, and as it does that, I can feel that there is more resistance at the end. With this, yeah, I can feel that as well, but as the screw goes into the groove of the like the worm gear, it basically I don't know, from some amount of pitches there is like a bit of like not too good alignment, and it has like some higher resistance of starting it, but then it will get like easier to do, just tighten again, and that you can basically, that can be tricky because you don't know if it is a new like pitch, basically, as the screw gets to like back to the same point because there's some debris on there or whatever, or just not aligned that perfectly, and you don't know if that is just the new start of the pitch, or you just fucking compress it too hard, so you never know. As well as you cannot like tighten as well as this. As well as I have put some here some wire, like as they used it with safety wires. I don't know. I don't even. Oh, I have a piece of paper. So basically, I will draw it for you. So I have 3 rings, or the 3 tubes here, and I have put the like as I have tightened it. There is these little. Sorry for the shaky hands. There is this. Yeah, the lights are really shit here. I don't know if I can make it better. Yeah, probably this will do. So, very low quality filming. So yeah, these are the ends of the wires that I have twisted, because you know that there is something. I have cut down them to a minimum length, and then I have taken this wire, made a loop around it, and then did this, did like this, did this, and turned it back. And basically with this safety wire I have and basically this if it were to, this is from front view, this is from side view. If you look at it from side view, it would go, this is the first ring, then it comes down, it goes like diagonally to the next one, it makes a circle around and goes to the other side to the bottom, then it goes up, and this is like kind of like axonometric drawing, but whatever, you get the point. So from here it turns from right, it turns from from right, it turns that from the left, right? So right, it, yeah, from the left. Then it goes here as this. Even with safety wires they do this. So yeah, this is kind of shitty, but you get the point. This is for to keep the quartz tubes in place, because I don't want them to slide in and out. Basically, the quartz tubes can slide next to each other, because if the coil is kept in a like a constant place, then nothing bad can happen, because the quartz wools are next to each other basically, and the quartz tube is around them, so they are kind of in the middle. If they are locked together, they can't move that way or axially, so this way they won't slide, and also they can stay in the same location. So if I align the coil to the right point, and then that's okay. So yeah, what I have to do now is I will have to run fucking 60 minutes, whatever. So we'll cut this into two parts. We'll do the first day with this. So what I will do now is I will maybe we'll see. I probably will redesign these wheel housings, because these are like fucking annoying to put in, and they are completely a pain in the ass, but they are necessary because I want to measure the amount of sulfur dioxide and trioxide that I can make. Sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide conversion, I want to measure that. So maybe on here this is possible, that, but then on this side it's very fucking shit. So yeah, we'll do that. But first of all, I have done the wiring, test the burner with the Arduino code and the relay, and then we'll redesign these fucking houses, and as well as like connect the little these are the lights that the GUVAs collect basically through the pipes, the quartz tubes, and I have to make a 12-volt line, maybe through here, but probably around, and we'll connect it up to the, I don't know where it is, it's not here, the pump will be here. So yeah, I have a lot to do, as well as like in the maybe a few days later, if I can do everything else, I will have to like connect the heat exchanger back up, and we'll test it out with the heat recovery system, but that's another topic for another video. But for now, we'll leave it with this. We'll come back at night, what I have been doing. Probably will suck a lot, but we'll see.